This is a great song riff by Justin Bieber. It's called Love Yourself. Most of the song is this riff over and over, and there's a couple other power chord parts, but let's just focus on the riff in this video. Now, I've written a couple of things up here just to help you to understand what's going on with it. First of all, this is in the key of E major, and I've written an E major scale across the top. Always remember, choose your tonic note, which is E, and then go tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and you end up with these notes here. So if that doesn't make sense to you, just go over to my website, watch one of the videos on how to construct a major scale. So that's the scale this is built from. Now the riff itself is made up of intervals of tenths. A tenth is where you choose a note as your one, and then you count up to find the 10th note. Now you might be thinking, hang on, the major scale's only got 8 notes in it. But remember, this pattern just continually repeats through. You can't really say, well, E is the bottom and I can't go below it, because really below an E is a D sharp, so I could say D sharp's here. So the 10th of E would be up here, would be a G sharp. So it's really as if you're going to the third of the scale and adding an extra octave in there. Tenths are very popular on guitar. Lots of pop songs use them for the riffs and that. Sound great. So if I started on G sharp, for example, and I said, what's the 10th of G sharp? The answer is going to be B. So it would be here. Now there's only two types of tenths in music, as major and minor. Now the rule is if you're on the first, fourth or fifth of the key, the intervals are a major tenth. Everything else is minor. So let's show you on the guitar how that would work. So here's the E that this is built from. That's on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Now a major tenth is going to be down here on the 2nd string, 2 frets higher on the 9th fret. So that's a major tenth, and the notes I'm playing there is that's an E, and down there that's a G sharp. So which is what we expect from the scale here. Now the G sharp that's right next to it, if I played a major scale, is this one here. So that's a third, and then the octave from that G sharp is this one down here. So hence you get that major tenth. A minor tenth is always one smaller, so I take this top note from being G sharp down to a G. Now if I'm in key, there's my one on my scale, the E, I'm going to do a major tenth. So if I went up to the 2nd of the scale, I'd want to do a minor tenth. Then the 3rd would be minor, 4 would be major, 5's major, 6 is minor, 7's minor, and then I'm back to my octave, which is major. And then I could go down as well. Okay. And that's probably reminding you of a bunch of songs. But let's show you this one. Now, I start on my tonic, and I'm going to play the two together. Then I'm going to re-pick this top note, and then I'm going to slap the strings. So I want this ch sound. Now, the rhythm for it I've represented here. You can see there's the first one. Now, that's a dotted quaver, which is worth 3/4 of a beat, followed by a semiquaver into the crotchet. So I get this rhythm of going 1, a 2, 3, a 4, 1, a 2. Now over here I've got a 2-beat rest. So when I get to that bit, I leave a gap, 2 beats long, and then repeat. And that's basically the riff. So I start on the 1 of the key, which is my E here. I play them together, then I re-pick this top note, and then slap the string. So I get this 1, a 2. Now the song goes octave down to the 7. Now remember, that one's going to be a minor, so I'm playing the 6th fret and the 7th fret, and then I go down to the 6th of the scale, which is also minor. So I get this, leave my 2 beats gap. Now if that was the 1 of the scale, the E there, 7th fret, 2 frets higher, tone higher, that would be the 2nd, and that's going to be the next part. So I've done it once. This one's the 1 of the scale. Then I moved here to the 7, so going down, remember I'm E down to the D sharp. Then I go to the 6th of the scale. Now the second time through, I'm going to go from the F sharp, the 2, back down to my 1, and then to the 7. So it'd sound like this. That's the 2 of the key, which is a minor tenth, back down to the 1, which is major, and into the 7. So I'll do the whole riff really slowly. So the first one there is major, and I go. Then the 7 of the scale, the 6 of the scale, then 3, 4, that's the 2, back to the 1, then the 7. And there you have it. That's the riff that's repeated. Now it's roughly about 105 beats a minute or something, so I'll play it at tempo. You'll also notice when I'm playing it, after that slap, I'm keeping it silent, so don't go and hit it, and you've got to really make sure you keep that quiet. So it goes. down, etc. Now there's a few slides that you hear as you go through. So practice it without that, then you can kind of embellish it. It's changed up quite a lot throughout the song. Fun riff to have a go at. So just to recap, there's your rhythm. A little bit complex, just watch those are the string slaps where the crosses are the head of the notes. It's straight out of the E major scale, all diatonic, nothing really unusual going on there. So have fun with that riff.